Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking by Zoe. Today's tutorial will be making mango sticky rice.
And it's about all the water's gonna get soaked in.
You have tried it, Billy?
Yeah, my kids think it's funny that we're eating
Oh,
mango
it's
with rice.
so good.
No.
That's how they eat it.
This is a very popular Thai dessert that requires just a few ingredients. Here I have listed the ingredients that you need in order to make this recipe. We'll start by prepping our sticky rice. This rice is also known as sweet rice. You'll need 2 cups of sticky rice. Rinse the rice several times until the water runs clear. This is usually going to take you about 3 to 4 times. We will need to soak the rice in water. It's best to soak overnight in cold water about 3/4 of an inch above your rice line. But if you're prepping the same day, soak it in hot sink water for 2 hours. I'm pouring this into a different bowl and covering this with the lid and letting it sit for 2 hours. It's been 2 hours, so we're going to go ahead and steam our sticky rice. I have already filled the pot with 2 inches of water. This is a steamer that I'll be using. It's kind of similar to a bamboo steamer. I pour the rice in and then let the water drip away and stick it right into my pot. And then I have the heat already on high and I'll cover it with the lid and let this steam for 15 minutes on one side. After 15 minutes, what I like to do is remove the steamer, give it a flip like this, and then return it back on the pot and steam this for another 15 minutes on the other side. The next step is to make our sauce. So in a bowl, you're going to add in 400 ml of coconut milk, add in ½ cup of granulated sugar, a pinch of salt, give this a mix, and then pour this mixture into a pot to cook. You can actually mix this mixture in the pot, but I'm doing this in the bowl, so hopefully you can see better. So now I'm going to transfer this into a pot and I'm going to place it on the stove and cook it on high heat. All we're really doing with this next step is we want our sugar to be dissolved, so we're just going to cook it until it simmers and until when we're mixing we don't feel any more sugar. And while that's cooking, we're going to mix our cornstarch mixture. For this mixer, you'll need 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and 3 teaspoons of water. Give this a good mix and set it aside for later use. This is to help thicken our sauce later. All the sugar is now dissolved and the mixture is ready, so I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to pour in 1 1/4 cup of this mixture. This mixture will be added with the rice. It's been 30 minutes, so rice is fully cooked, so I went ahead and pour the rice into this large bowl, give it a little bit of a mix, and check to make sure it's cooked. You can actually check before, but I'm just checking it after. Okay, so go ahead and pour in the mixture that we measured out earlier, and pour this all over the rice, and then mix the rice with the mixture. It'll look very wet, but don't be alarmed. We're going to let this sit for 20 minutes and the rice is going to soak in all of the juice from the coconut milk and the sugar, and it'll be very tasty. Cover this with the lid and let this sit for 20 minutes. Now we're going to make our sticky topping sauce, and this is the same mixture that we left after measuring out 1 1/4 cup. And to this mixer, we're going to cook this under high heat and add in our cornstarch mixture. Give this a good mix and continue to cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes until the mixture starts to look thick. So it's going to look quite running, but as you continue to cook, you should see that it starts to thicken, just like what I'm showing in the video. So see how it's starting to thicken? And if you like it thicker, you can cook it a little longer, but usually it starts to thicken as it cools, so don't cook it too long. Okay, so set that aside. While our rice is starting to soak in all that coconut milk and all of that sugar from the mixture that we made, we're going to prep our mangoes. And you want really sweet ripened mangoes for this dessert. This is how I like to cut my mangoes, but you can cut it however you like. I'm also going to dice some to put into my rice cup that I'll be making. We are now ready to plate our mango sticky rice dessert. So this is how I like to plate my dessert. You can plate it however you like. I'm going to plate some on a plate and one into a cup. I'm using an ice cream scooper, but if you don't, you can simply just use a spoon and put some rice on, plating it with my mangoes on the side. Now I'm gonna place some of that sticky sweet coconut sugar topping right on top of the rice. Add however much that you like. It is quite sweet, and so I didn't mention at the beginning, but if you're not a really sweet tooth, then you can add less sugar. And then if you want, you can top this with toasted sesame seeds or toasted mung beans, whatever you like. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of toasted sesame seeds. Here is another way to plate your mango sticky rice, but doing it into a cup. Just adding some rice and then some of that syrup onto the rice, adding some diced mango on top, and then adding a little bit more of that creamy topping on top of the mangoes. Well, I hope you found this tutorial helpful and you'll give this recipe a try. If you have any questions, comment down below and I'll try to answer those. Thank you so much for watching.